Hello, Internet. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, gentle thems and beyond binary friends. Hello, my queens, my kings, and my lieges. Hi, I'm Belmont, and you're watching another Triad Gamers stream. Like I said, I'm Belmont. I'm one of the three boyfriends of Triad Gamers. We game and we make stuff about us gaming, including streams here. We also do Magic the Gathering deck tech articles, and we appear on other people's Magic the Gathering streams, and we do things about board games, and we just have fun doing it, which is why we kind of started. And if you're interested in seeing more about that, you can follow all of that on trygamers.com, which is right there for you. And if you're interested in interacting with us or finding out when we're going to be doing things, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Triad Gamers, just like here on Twitch. So, tonight we are diving into a brand new game, and what I mean by that is a brand new to me game. I have never played this game before. Um, so previously, I've been playing Solasta Crown of the Magister, which is still in early access, which, if you haven't checked that out yet, I do recommend checking it out. It is fun. It is just super fun, and it was really kind of filling a need for D&D in my heart, which I've been having a serious yen for D&D lately. Um, but the problem with that is that, like I said, it is an early access, and I ran out of content. I ran out of game to play for right now. So, um, it kind of broke my heart. I think it broke my heart a little bit more because it happened like 10 minutes into stream, and I'm like, oh crap, what do I do? What do I do? So, I did emergency Minecraft. Um, which is still on Twitch, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but or it might have just left Twitch today. So it'll be out on the website soon. Again, Try Gamers. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. After consulting with the boyfriends, and specifically Alex, who chose Celestial Crown of the Magister for me, we decided that we were going to try one of a couple of games, and the one that really kind of appealed to me was Pillars of Eternity. Now, I know Pillars of Eternity 2 is out and that people are enjoying that, but I haven't played 1 yet, so we are going to play that tonight. And see how we like it, see if it's going to become a weekly thing or just something I play on the side, who knows. But from the little I've seen, I do like it. Something I should probably mention though, just because I saw it on Steam, is that Pillars of Eternity is rated M for mature, so I can still stream it, but it does have blood, sexual themes, violence, and strong language. So if any of these are things that you are sensitive to, I would recommend checking out one of our other streams, like Lazy Sunday Afternoon Minecraft Dungeons, or Stardew Valley, or Nick's Mental Health Modded Mondays for modded Stardew, or something like that. So just letting you know that you've been warned. I don't know what's in the game, so I can't warn you any more than that. We are an 18 plus stream though, because I swear like a sailor on leave. So no offense to the sailor community out there. So enough babbling, enough of that. We are going to go right into the game now. I need to start a new game, and which will involve a little character creation and a lot of tutorials. So this is going to be kind of a slow stream this first time. But I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So let's dive in. Well, let's get a beverage first, and then let's dive in. So, gotta have my name brand coffee, hashtag non-spawn. So, Pillars of Eternity. So we're going to start a new game. We're going to go. It is strongly recommended for those who are new or recently returning to real-time party-based RPGs. That would definitely be me. And now we get a little bit of story. When an attack scores a hit, it does standard damage and has a standard duration. A graze reduces the damage and duration by 50%. A crit increases damage and duration by 50%.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Alright, well, we're going to do real quick before things go too much further is I just need a little bit more volume on my end to enjoy this amazing story. So, on that note, we've heard our amazing story where we're stopping with this caravan. So, now we actually have to create a character. So, I already kind of played out kind of what I'm doing, so I'm going to kind of speed through character creation. But I will read what there is to read along with it. So, the place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like Adir and the dry wood place them at the forefront of the military, politics, and heavy labor. Among the tribes of the Nastiak, men perform many of the homesteading and organizational duties. In Glanfath and Ixmitil, men and women have more fluid societal roles, as they should. In all societies are exceptions to the rule, and men can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. So I am choosing to go with a character that identifies as male. Race. So the race that I chose is that I am going to go with the Auma. Amua. We will see how that goes. The mighty Amua are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as Rautai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. So, basically, I chose this race because it was something different. Godlike just seemed too godlike. Elf is a little too standard for me, so this really kind of appealed to me. So, I have now two choices. Am I from the islands or am I from the coast? So, Island Auma originated in the I haven't read any of this before, like out loud at least. Deadfire Archipelago, 1,000 miles south of the Vilayan republics. While physiologically similar to their coastal cousins, the coloration of Island Auma is starkly different, brown and yellow, contrasting with the coastal's blue and green. Though still uncommon in the dry wood and surrounding environments, Island Auma are more commonly encountered there than coastal Auma, who are quite rare. When encountered around the dry wood, they are often laborers, fishermen, and sailors. The dry wood. I keep saying this word. Drywood is a colonial nation founded by settlers from Adir Empire. Following a series of conflicts with Adir, the territory became independent in 2672 AI and is now ruled by a duke, or duck, let's assume duke, who is elected by 7 earls that oversee its earldoms. Armed to the teeth, all Island Uma gain an additional weapon set. I'm actually feeling I want to do coastal, though. Viewed as a warlike race, the coastal Uma lived in the mainland region along the coasts of the northern hemisphere lands. They conquered by pushing Thearton, meadowfolk, Natlin, savannah folk, and Orland communities out. Their culture is more centralized and urban than their island cousins, though both groups are involved in seafaring. Coastal Uma are very rare in the dry wood, but those that do make the journey usually do so as mercenaries, bodyguards, and soldiers. Towering physique. Coastal Uma gain bonuses to defend against prone and stun effects, which I kind of liked. So, We've decided our race. Now we're going to decide on our class. So I was consulting with Alex, and as you can see, there are some classes that are a little bit outside the standard D&D. Um, what I actually figured I was going to do was be a ranger. I'm very not melee heavy, and I like having, especially with this being my first time through this game, kind of doing something from a ranger. So rangers are warriors of the woodlands and masters of the hunt, always partnered with a soul-bonded animal companion. With soul-bonded animal companions that can be found in wild spaces all over the world. As their lifestyles often tend towards independence and isolation, which I thought was fitting considering that I'm supposed to be such a rarity, it is rare for rangers to become an integral part of a large fighting force, though they are often employed as scouts and guides. Starting ability Animal Companion. All rangers share a strong bond with an animal companion. The companion fights at the ranger's command and is extremely valuable for its ability to run interference. Animal companions don't do much damage, but they have high damage reduction. The link between ranger and companion is powerful. If one goes down in battle, the other one suffers as well. And then obviously there are some stat bonuses. So, ranger abilities. I'm going to go with wounding shot. I would prefer damage as he or she would with fleeing prey. The hunter aims for a spot that will slow the target enemy's progress, hobbling them and inflicting raw damage over time. We'll go over the damage types as they occur to us. So, yes, I'm going to be Pew Pew Ranger. So, I get to choose an animal companion. What are we feeling? I don't know about you. I'm kind of feeling a bear. A bear seems nice. Bear companions have unusually high damage reduction, giving them a superior protection from all forms of damage. All rangers form a strong spiritual connection with a single creature, the animal companion. In most situations, the animal. Yep, no, we already covered that. So, yep, we're gonna have ourselves a bear. So we need to name our animal companion. Oh, hey Elvis, how you doing? Hey, can you give a quick peek at what Chanter and Cipher are? Sure. Let me name the bear first. Well, so as Alex explained it to me, I'm gonna kill the music here for a second. While I do that. So as Alex explained it to me, Chanter is kind of this game's version of a bard. They actually combine song pieces to cast spells and do arcane things. Cipher, on the other hand, is where I don't really remember what he told me. Now, one of the things that Alex was really adamant about, though, is by choosing a more traditional class, such as Ranger, like I am, I will encounter ciphers and chanters to be able to put them in my party. So we will definitely still be able to learn more about them. So, but what should I name the bear? Um, hmm, I don't know. I'm not feeling all that creative for a bear name tonight, so we'll call him that. Ursus. Now let's actually. Nope. Yeah, all I can do is I can't go back to my class now, I don't think. Or can I? Oh, yeah. I guess we can. Alright, so let's look at what a cipher is real quick. A recent discovery in eastern reaches, ciphers were once called Brishlglwyn mine hunters by the Galfans. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate these. Oh, so they're psychics. They can manipulate another person's soul or psyche using an ally's or enemy's essence, often as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the techniques have spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time, but are generally distrusted, and especially by the uneducated. So, they're psionics. I like that. Alright, so we're going to do Ranger. Next. Wounding Shot. Next. Bear. Next. Ursus. Accept. Alright, so now I get to choose my skills. And having never done this, or my attributes, and so having never done this before, obviously it's pointing out which ones I should definitely put some extra points in. So we'll do those. And kind of spread the love a little. Eh, that seems pretty balanced, but maybe I could take a point out of there and put that there. Maybe take a point out of there and put a point there. So, yes. So, what is my background? I think I decided that I was going to be either a mercenary or a drifter. And I'm thinking I like drifter. I like stealth. I'm going to want to try and be a little sneaky. Um, do, 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 do. All right, so now we move on to some quick character creation stuff. That was my... All right, so my portrait isn't going to match my character at all. This game didn't really have that too much. So why don't we... I like the blue skin a little bit, and I like... Nope, too red, too red. Too dark. Too white. Too red. And what was I gonna do? I had this actually all picked out in my head. Not a bad outfit, but the hair is a... Alright, I think what it was is that I'm not a big fan of the hairstyle. And if I recall... I think I kind of liked number 3. Not really feeling the mullet. That's a little too... I'm on the cover of a romance novel. That isn't bad. So 12. Actually, I kind of like 9. I guess the reason I kind of like 9 is I'm actually growing my hair out that way eventually. Just can't see it. Actually, let's go with this as the portrait. So, yeah. I think I got myself character, at least in appearance. So, what voice do I have?
Yes?
Now I am the leader of the group.
They'll never know I'm here.
Ready when you are.
I shall lead us. Let's go!
They'll never know I'm here.
I'm kind of liking smooth. So, yep, there's my voice. Now the hard part. And crap, I had this written down. And I totally lost that piece of paper. Haha. Let's go something like that. Let's just name a character and go. So, new quest, the Gilded Veil. Journey to the Gilded Veil. The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis. And now I'm having too much volume. So let me reduce that just a little. And
everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you are planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Veil's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Alright, we'll drink water. Gotcha.
There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water.
Well, that's greatly appreciated.
I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Yes, so Demma looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfle, who carries with him an old sun-bleached bow. That might be him. Sparfle nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulders.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one. Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear.
Hey, we're pro-bear here.
Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
He adds with a wink. So, let's ask him who did
Got
build the
different
roads.
names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
What are those huge rocks coming up out of the
They
ground?
don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Alright. Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may open up options. May all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to other responses, but give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude.
It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days.
Fair enough.
The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
That's very practical.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or a pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
How courteous.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
I like her already. I should get rid of this tutorial message.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything.
He casts a sidelong glance at her.
Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Fair enough.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Alright, welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If it's your first visit to the world of Era, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces that are available to you. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. While the caravan is camped outside the Glenfathan ruins, Odema has assigned Kaliska to help you. Kaliska is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position within the the party, starting with one at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the screen and drag the marquee over the circles of the party members you'd like to include. To move selected characters, click anywhere on the screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges, such as that. All selected characters will path to their corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. So why don't we
Sure.
head over there?
Hey there.
That's how I select more characters. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's options, select only that character. Such as that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, now. Caravaner. Caravaner.
Sure.
Alright, just getting used to this.
Hey there.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant Hyoden has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. You see a man wearing a simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Well, let's see what you got. So, I have nothing. Stores allow you to trade and sell your items for copper pieces or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy an item from you at a greatly reduced price. Surprise. Down with capitalism, eat the rich. Anyway, if you sell something, you may see it appear in the inventory screen at a much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. So how much? I have 100 copper pieces. And there is a lot of stuff here. Alright. I have nothing. Yeah. I mean, I have a hunting bow. Do I have any arrows? No.
Something else you need?
See what you got. So what I should probably do is see if I can buy some arrows. What is this? Stash. Party. Well, I can't afford the leather armor. I have a hunting bow. Maybe I should buy one additional weapon? Let's buy a battle axe. I have this ring on me. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from a myriad of perils that plague the world of Aera. Hello, Tesla bolts. Hello, honey. An aspect of the god of ethos, Guan represents the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Guan helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. That sounds legitimate. Alright. I'm not seeing much else that I can afford. So... Alright, so our job is to find some berries. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity as you make your way through the Eastern Reach and open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to explore and what's left to explore. Party AI is active. So, how do I open the area map? So that's how you pause the game. Camp, formation, map. So it looks like that's our spot. Gotcha. That's where I am. Alright. So we'll unpause the game. I'm probably going somewhere I shouldn't. Alright, that wasn't too bad.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Alright, I wasn't being too impatient about my water, you know, it's just kind of needed to live. So it's kind of implied that, nope, that is not the end of my exploration.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Pillars of Eternity Combat, oh goodness, uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders played out. The option menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing where certain conditions are met, i.e. the start of combat. Alright, so what have we got? Actually, I do need to change a couple of things real quick.
Yeah?
Let's see what happens. One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. If they move again, they will provoke disengagement attack from your enemies, from the enemies engaging them. And your character will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee weapons. All characters in the game, friend or foe, have 4 primary defenses against attacks: deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. These defenses are based on the character's attributes, level, items, and other effects. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defenses when an attack is made. If accuracy is below the targeted defense, the attack suffers a penalty roll to the roll and is more likely to result in a miss. If accuracy is above the targeted defense, the attack is more likely to resolve in a crit. You scored a crit! Yay! How convenient! You scored a crit. A crit is better result than a hit, and they are more likely to occur when an attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that do damage will do more damage on a crit. Attacks that inflict status effects or afflictions will have an increased duration on a crit. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage and effect durations.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Oh, we should loot the young wolf. We could take his hide.
Hey there.
And let's take a look. Oh,
This is it.
As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. You're kind of a mystery to the rest of the caravan. Just some kind of wanderer, the way I hear it. Ooh, this is making me choose a background, whether I like it or not. I like it. Well, I like that it's making me choose. I don't like any of the background. Okay, let's do the typical D&D trope. Have no parents. Yeah, how is it you happen to come here? Oh, wow, number 3. I'm a self-made orphan. My parents got what they deserved, and now I'm leaving all that behind. Number 2. I've never had a place to call home. Still looking. You've got a lot on your mind then. Hopefully things work out in the end, but in my experience, they don't always. Well, aren't you just a little ray of sunshine? Jesus. Calliska breathes in her surroundings. It's been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Rerdick's offer makes the girl think I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? I haven't given it much thought. No harm in that. Might as well see the place first. So, you must have some other plan in mind for coming this way. Well, pretty accurate. Belmont, I'm looking for adventure, so just looking for some adventure. You should hook up with an expedition. Some of the bigger towns send regular groups out to the unexplored places, long as you don't mind a little danger. Anyway, I'm wasting my time here. A demo will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. What can you tell me about the Drywood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. Alright, let's get back to go. I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's go get your water. So, my next task is to find Sparfle. And sorry to go into the menu again, folks, but I do need to just double check something. Alright, so tab is how I highlight interactables. And I was just looking at the seeing if there was a way to highlight the whole party. Alright. So, as you receive quests, yep. Alright, that's good. So I want everybody. Take a look at the map. So at least we can do a little bit of a fast travel kind of thing. The problem is that I did not select her or the bear. So that's how you access inventory. Come on, Ursus. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. The fallen tree
Not
doesn't...
looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Anyway, what it says is that the fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound in its trunk.
Hey there.
Nope, nothing interactable. Oh, I hear the stream.
What a surprise.
You crouch at the riverbank, dip your water skin into the cool water while Calliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You have gained an item quest, full water skin, added to stash. Out of the trees emerges Sparkle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath. Get rid of this.
Sparfle? Are you alright?
Calliska frowns. Sparfle's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
And we'll have you do that. And Ursus will have you do that. Alright.
Hey there.
That is... Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the damage reduction will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Oh, goody. My characters are going to be big whiners just like I am. Alright, and I have gotten a hydrate request. It's not whining, it's expressing high-pitched concern. And I will hydrate. No, you know, gotta give the boyfriend credit. Anyway, for making sure I'm hydrated. Take heed, note the damage type, and switch to a weapon that does a different type of damage. All right, gotcha. So what I want you to do is you go over here. You attack him.
Hey there.
All right, now you
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Hey there. Hey there.
All right. I do note that that in game I still have not gotten my water. So sorry, folks. My going to the right is a little jumpy for me. Just the way my monitors are set up. Oh, the game is paused. Gelfand leader, all around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as to ward off some poisonous vapor. Gelfand leader, a handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Alright, how do we want to... Kind of like this last one. Seems a little bitchy. I'm kind of feeling bitchy. Alright, hold on. You now have one rank in Disposition Reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what you have favored as your deity and order and respectively. Dispositions for the main character only. Their disposition will modify the effects of Holy Radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins. The man gives a slight sideways nod of his head, perhaps acknowledging the astuteness of your response. Many things may happen. The only one you can be sure of is that if you hold your weapons, I will drain his blood upon the ground. So I say again, lay down your arms. Heodin, don't trust them. They mean to kill us all. What response? What response? I'm actually thinking this one. Only a fool would attack a weakling with a stronger opponent available. The man considers just looking you up and down. Yet. He shoves Heodin towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Heodin's torso. Heodin screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. Alright. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over here. You are going to go over there. And Bear, you are going to go attack this sucker.
Yeah?
Bear. Figured I'd let her get the leader. Oh, alright, that will help. That will help. Oh, that helps a lot. Okay.
What you need?
Hey there.
Ah! Ah! Hey!
Bear's taking damage. Okay, pause. There we go. Alright. Me will attack him. You will attack... No, you'll attack him too. Oh! So, I've been trying to, like, attack this guy. Yeah, that's hidden. That's the innocent I'm supposed to be trying to save.
Hey there. Bullseye.
Poor bear. Now, are there more?
Mm-hmm.
Gelfin leader, your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise, his companion now silent amongst the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs in the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile. Upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin where it pierces you, where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Caravan Master Adama, seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowel, Adama's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head. His eyes barely open, he looks directly
Get
at you.
inside! Run!
Okay. Ooh. Straining against the gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of a weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heodin trails behind you, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Heodin and topples him to the rocky ground. Restrained, Heodin lashes out against his fatigued assailant but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. Fire at the attacker. Ooh. I will fire at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heodin loose. Lurching to his feet, Heodin clambers up the base of the rock. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heodin to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Most creatures will detect a character just after they appear at the edge of...
Was that?
Ooh. So, things have gotten a little exciting. Things have gotten a lot exciting, and we fought some things, and there's been some blood and death and gore and mayhem, and a little bit of magic, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it. What we have arrived at, though, is the next section of our adventure, but also a great time for me to take a very tiny break. So, I'm going to take just a very quick break, run a few ads like Twitch likes, and then we will return and see what we find inside this falling cave. So, thanks for sticking with me, and we'll be back in just a moment. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and gentlethems and beyond binary friends. We are back and we are playing Pillars of Eternity. And my name is Belmont, and I'm excited. So we just survived some kind of ambush on our caravan, and then things got weird and mystical as we killed like the chieftain, and he like I guess prayed to some god who really has a bug up their butt about us, and we have escaped into this cave only to find who knows what. So without further ado, let's get going. Kaliska, what the?
A Buick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Heoden's jaws tightens. He nods. Alright, so Heoden is now in our party.
Hey there.
So let's take a look at the map. So our quest is to escape the ruins. So we're going that way.
Sure.
A lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble. Those look a little mystical.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Kaliska shakes her head. Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Glenfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glenfathan word is bioak. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Who attacked us? Glenfathans. They be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Looked to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twittiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema, I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. The Glenfathans said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow it. But as much as the Fangs are hotheads, Glenfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or... She glances down the passage beyond. Or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. You don't seem too upset about all this. Kaliska looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking because there's nothing else to be done. And because there's other people you care about who still need you. Alright, well, let's get going, Miss Bitchy Pants. Heoden takes a step forward and his knees buckle, and before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheeks striking the time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall back to his feet, but his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
You have gained an item, camping supplies, added to inventory. You've discovered some camping supplies. You can use these to rest in the wilderness or dungeon, fully restoring all of your character's ability and health. Easy difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available. Well, that's good to know. Standard RPG fare.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathans were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
A choice. I'm also noticing how Kaliska also sounds like she's from the South, which I actually think is kind of a nice touch, to be honest. But I'm agreeing with her.
I'll do my best.
You're damn right you will, or I'll kill you myself. No, I'm just kidding. What are we finding?
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
You think? The Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors. Well, there's a door.
Found something.
Hyodin has found something. We have detected traps. Oh, and I have triggered a trap. So, flambe. Let's go take a look at this door. That seems a little safer.
Those symbols. Just like the tiles.
A symbol of a patterned circle is inscribed on this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. If it could be lit, it could be lit if you had the means. Well, I'm not a fire god like. I think I will use the torch to light the brazier. Flame kindles swiftly in the brazier, winding its way upward. Now, I'm wondering if that had any effect on... Alright.
They'll never know I'm here.
And we're gonna
Hey there.
select just this guy. Me.
There's something you don't see every day.
Alright, so... Oh!
Fresh air in here. I think we found an exit. Sounds like the storm path, too.
Okay, so gotta be very careful. Oh! Okay, Ursus, you can do this.
Yeah?
Oh, we see a spiderling. So, alright. So, my character, we are gonna do some bow and arrow shenanigans. And then, Ursus, you also can do that. And Kaliska will actually set you to just... Scouting mode is used scouting mode is used for both for stealth and for finding hidden objects. When scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when your character is starting to detect them. Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate where the circle fills. Gotcha. Moving towards the character accelerates how quickly they will detect you if you... Alright, gotcha. But right now, what I need is her to be all fighting. That is one dead spitter.
Sure.
What I'm still trying to figure out, and maybe I missed it in the, Oh, there we... Oh! I just answered my own question. Never mind. I might rekey that, though. Alright. Because that was the only problem I was having with the interface. Was, learning how to select my whole party.
What you need?
One more dead spitter. Alright.
They'll never know I'm here.
Alright, so... Oop.
I'll be quiet.
Let's take a look. Actually, give me a moment, folks. I'm actually going to rekey this now. What key to select for this? I wonder. That'll work. So what's tab? Tab is highlight interactables, yeah. We'll save changes right now, see if we can get used to this. Okay, so I actually missed that message. So bats as large as chickens are strung up in this web. Alright, that's kind of terrifying. We'll take the rapier and the bloodstone. Alright, so we haven't explored everything. So why... Oh, do we want to risk going back through that, though? Yeah. It's called content for a reason. Okay.
Stay quiet.
Okay.
Hey there.
One at a time.
Sure. There's something you don't see every day.
Hmm?
And Ursus. Be a good bear. Such a good bear. Alright, and...
How can I help?
Mr. Guts for Garden.
Worth a look.
Okay. So, let's...
Stay quiet.
Ooh, a crossbow, some leather armor, a torch. Ooh. Ingwithin relief gem. Alright. Tattered journal. The small folio is torn in several places, and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice, and I've got my hands on a genuine Ingwithian artifact. Fellow who had it said it was it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging around in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Silant Lee's in the morning. It's just a matter of finding this relief he's talking about. Interesting.
Wait. Do you hear that?
No. Alright, Orsis. Go be tanky. You. Go be damagey. You. Let's move over here for the moment. And you move back here. Oh. Stunning Scream.
Hey there.
Time to perforate his ass, though. Skulder meat. Ooh.
Sure.
I might be able to break through here, if I were feeling better.
A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. I'm gonna push on the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and is solid. Push it on it yourself. I am mighty. You push the wall with all your might, but it does not give. Once your character has become fatigued, fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear of a demanding activity on a character. It is most commonly received as an injury, but when a character is knocked out, but some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. Fatigue goes through multiple stages, initially inflicting minor penalties but growing severity over time. Resting is the easiest way to remove the effects of fatigue, though some consumables can also remove fatigue. Well. Kaliska pushes on it with all her might and the crack begins to spread. Finally, the ancient masonry gives way, the wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead.
I could scout ahead and be quiet, see what's around the corner.
I mean, that's just leading back to someplace we've already been. Alright. You head back there while
Hey there.
me...
Sure. Show him how it's done!
Because I'm an idiot and set myself to go melee on this sucker.
Hey there.
Alright, we've killed it.
Yeah?
Doesn't look lootable. Nothing else there. So, why don't we... head over here. Oh, what are you? A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zerup. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. You produce a piece of sculder meat from your pack and toss it to the floor. The Zerup's nostrils flare at the scent of fresh meat, and its eyes dart between you and the food. It creeps towards the prize, shoving its spear into your grip and snatching the meat with both hands at the last minute. Its gullet quivers as it devours the flesh in noisy chomps. The Zarb continues to gnaw on knots of cartilage and tendon. Well, at least he's got something to eat. Let's go take a look here. Well, I'm so glad that we found, like, you know, the meat to give him. Alright, we didn't really explore what was over here much.
Wonder who was here. See if they left anything useful behind.
Looks like a few things. A mace. Camping supplies, hammer and chisel. Oh, that would have been great for the, that would have been great for the wall earlier. Small shield and a torch. And after this little cave section, I should probably take a little bit more to learn about equipment and inventory and all that fun stuff.
They'll never know I'm here. Mm-hmm. Yeah? Bull.
Oh.
Die.
I killed the black ooze. That's awesome. Ooze plasma. Ugh.
Sure.
Where'd that slime come from?
A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. So, do I want to use my water? I'm gonna say yes. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase a remarkable craftsmanship. The one eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other, and I've lost the item of full water skin, but I'm going to place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Oh, alright. So, me, over here. You. Over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure.
We'll take more ooze plasma.
Hey there.
Ooh. Minor Cloak of Protection. Amethyst and Ardra. What is Ardra? An organic material crystalline in structure but shell-like in substance, Ardra can be found growing up through the ground in the veins of many parts of Era. Easy to carve and manipulate, it is the favorite of jewelers as semi-precious stone, and it's often cut more intricately and beautifully than other gems. Good to know. Take all that crap.
Sure.
Alright, well, we found stuff. Kinda glad I went back. Does look like, though... I'm actually very curious to see what the fast traveling here is going to do with those traps. Some weapon types, such as the nope, alright, that's that. You know what we should do? Day 2, hour 9. Ooh, what is this? Older robed man. 4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled Adra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone, or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out amongst them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
That's a lot to unpack. We'll just keep going.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you.
He looks each in the eye in turn.
In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Interesting. For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then, all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with Adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of Adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours. And they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions, pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered. Or. At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and in ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. So, you awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, and when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it is. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. Hyoden and Kaliska lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. What? Did they just kill my freaking companions already? Like, I was actually, starting to get into Kaliska. I was enjoying her company. She was a bitch, but I was enjoying her company. I'm not sure what's going on, because Alex has actually played this game, and all of a sudden he turned away from Final Fantasy XIV, looked at me sinister, waggled his eyebrows, and then just turned back to Final Fantasy XIV. So, we'll see. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Your character has earned enough experience to advance a level. Click the icon on their portrait to level them up. We shall do so now. So, I have unused skill points. These are skills that I have. Talents, huh? You know what? Let's go with some damage reduction. And it looks like we are at full health and full endurance. After leveling up a character, you may want to review their statistics. Open their character sheet to see their attributes, skills, abilities, and talents in greater detail. That whispering is really fucking creepy, though. I'm not sure if it's coming through. What was that? Oh, this might be useful. Ooh. What is that? The massive structure is formed of stone, argent, and copper and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy. I'm thinking, especially with this creepy ass shit going on right here, I'm not going to get any closer to that.
Sure.
Alright, so I have no idea where I am, but I'd like to go to the Gilded Veil. Where am I? It'll take you 6 hours to complete your journey from Celant Lease to Valewood. I'll accept that. Weapon shields and armor with the properties fine, exceptional, and superb. Grandpa.
Slow down. We got time to catch our breath.
No, we don't. No, we don't. But still hear that whispering.
Easy does it.
Alright, you know what? We did kind of talk about doing this last
Hey
time.
there.
So let us take a look at our inventory. Giant miniature space piglet. Definitely a set and string of words I did not expect to be saying when I woke up this morning. Was giant miniature space piglet. This tiny titanic pig has otherworldly appearance that seems to be at odds with its endearing behavior. It follows you dutifully and requires nothing in return save companionship. We're going to put you in our stash then, so you're safe. Looks like we have a lot of stuff. Alright, so I have not unlocked another weapons set. Whoa. Hello, handsome. I thought I had gotten a helmet as well, but maybe that went to Kaliska. Alright.
Sure.
Actually, I should probably take a quick look at that crafting menu.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy whispering. Alright, so that's where a lot of the stuff is. Gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. Alright.
Sure.
Alright.
Easy does it.
What? Oh. Maybe going so cautious is probably not the thing to do.
They'll never know I'm here. I'll take a peek.
Curious. Very curious. Uh-oh. And we'll have me go back there and pause. Pause. How you doing, Ursus?
Slow down. We got time to catch our breath. Sure.
These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Let's examine the wall a little bit more closely. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Scale the wall. You find a handhold upon large stone, start to pull yourself up, but the uneven bricks and odd angle make an ascent difficult. And after a short distance, your arms begin to burn too fiercely. You are forced to drop back down to the ground. And so we're going to leave for the moment. It's hour 18. Ooh. What is this?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I'll take a peek.
I want to know more. Let's see if we're feeling, now that we're feeling a little better. I am unable to scale the wall. Alright.
Yeah? Sure.
Alright, yep. And I've learned that on my own. Thank you very much. What more is there to explore? So we should go this way. Alright, gotcha. That's the passage out. I think we can explore a little bit until the sun rises. Oh.
Welcome.
This man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. "Greetings," he says, a little breathless. "On your way south, is it?" Have to say, you don't see too many Amua. That's what I'm gonna go with until I'm told otherwise. You're headed to Defiance Bay. Lots of work on the harbor, I hear. He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the veil if you keep to the road, and you haven't far to walk. But you want to keep clear of this place after that. We were just attacked north of here. Me and friends of mine. We came out here to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing, and Pearly, he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, the forest already cost me a dear friend. I'm headed home before it takes anything else. Where did you find this bear? Because as you can see, I'm into bears. In a cave a ways up, he turns to point to the northeast. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It's a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took another life. Who are you? Name's Nanton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. We didn't see it coming. Norton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearly, he saw something in the brambles and went tearing off after it. We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of him before we knew what was happening. I will bid him. The beasts will take what they will, I suppose. He smiles sadly. And this time, Galwain's favor fell upon the bear. I kind of want to go see this bear. I don't know about you guys, but I'm into that. Let's go take a look. Oh, the wrong button. Nice. Oop. The grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. My cabbages! Sorry, folks, I couldn't resist that one. Alright. Now, let's see what more we can find. And I'm not too worried about running into this bear, because I've got a bear, too. And me. So... a lot of open nothingness. Alright. And Ursus, let's have you go fight that guy.
Yeah?
Behold the might of my bear. Ooh. Some things.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Hey there.
Let's have me move back
Hey there.
just a little. Oh, and it's already done.
Sure. Hey there.
Actually, while we're doing that, let's actually go to our stash. There. So just in case we're caught unawares or we can't do range, now I have a melee weapon that will do some decent damage, hopefully. Are you Pearly? Lost spirit. A figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying around your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. Reach out. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you've been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into the waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edge of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit and towards the light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden, terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, and fall. Your thoughts are chaos, laced through with pain. But in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in a crimson to match his cloak. And there is a great dark shape above you, and then there is more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. Its span of energy between you both. You feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. You know what? I'll find him and see that he answers for what you've done. Pearly, I'm here to avenge you, Pearly. I'm all for that. Avenging. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of his own exaltation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. Question is, Pearly, can I scroll through the eye sockets of and over femurs? Okay. Cave coral.
They'll never know I'm here. Sure.
Oh, and we didn't loot the bear.
Easy does it.
You must gather.
I must gather nothing. I already had my party. I just need to take a very quick look at a control. Don't know. Just remembering how to turn on fast mode. I'm trying to remember how to turn on fast mode, but this is about where we met Pearly. So let's go there. There's a good chance that Pearly or that Norton is already gone. Yeah. My dear Norton, please be safe. Know that whatever happens, I love you still. You know, that better not be from Pearly's wife. I'm just saying. That better not be from Pearly's wife. South to Gilded Vale. Okay. Alright. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the map. I think we pretty much covered most of everything I want to see. Actually, let's go take a look at this real quick. And then after this, we'll take a very quick break, and then we will go to the Gilded Vale and see what we can find for our last hour of streaming here. So, uh-oh. Tenfrith. The young dwarf tends to the stew and looks up startled as he sees your approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. And actually, that's a great cliffhanger. We'll actually take our break now, and then we'll see what this dwarf Tenfrith has to offer. Hopefully it's not that ground stew, though. So, thanks everybody for sticking with us. I will be right back after a quick bathroom break and other things, and then we will continue on. Talk to you soon. And we are back. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, gentlethems, and beyond binary friends. So, other than justice for Pearly, we have now just encountered Tenfrith, the young dwarf tending a stew who's just dropped some on the ground because I have approached. What? The bandit turns. Get him, you dogs, and make sure our new cook doesn't run off. Alright, so the dwarf is a friendly, in theory. Help! Please, help! Ah! One of the bandits gives Tenfrith a kick as they pass him and he huddles. Okay. So, Orsis. Let's have you attack that, and I am going to switch weapon sets. And let's see what Wounded Shot actually does.
Hey there.
Many spells and abilities in Pillars of Eternity have limited number of uses. An ability that can be used a number of times per encounter will have all of its uses restored when combat ends. Abilities that can be used any number of times per rest will only be restored when you rest at an inn or use camping supplies. Gotcha. Oh, you just hit my bear. You die. Although I'm not really doing that much damage. Alright, Orsis. Uh-oh. Speaking of bear-like animals, I feel... What do I feel? I feel somebody struggling to get up this chair. Where are you? Are you? There you are, Johnny. Did you finally make it up? Did you finally make it up there, handsome? Alright, just gonna chill there? You can chill there, that's fine. Oh, Orsis, hopefully you'll be able to heal a little bit.
Sure.
Let's go talk to Tenfrith.
Good day, stranger.
By the flame, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for those ignorant weasels for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in the Gilded Vale, stop by the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back in my oven again. I have earned reputation. Reputations can be held with communities or factions in the Eastern Reach and will affect how members of that group respond to you. In some cases, friends or enemies of those groups will also react to your affiliations. Helping a group will increase your positive reputation with that group. Harming a group will increase your negative reputation. It is possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation with a group if you help and harm them in equal measure. They went to the pearly gates. Yes, pearly. Oh, those gates that Pearly was at didn't look too pearly, to be honest. Oh, to be back in my oven again. Alright, and he's on his way. He's late for dinner. So, I'll speak with them. Ooh, they've got stuff. They've got lots of stuff. Daggers and gold. We're going to take the lot, and I think I'm going to put on that hood. Folks, you are going to have to forgive me. We are having a small technical issue. We will be right back after I fix it, but I promise it won't be long. So give us one moment, and my apologies on this. And we're back. Sorry about that, folks. Just a small technical issue that we needed to deal with. Ooh, I kind of like that. Anyway, so we have just rescued a dwarf from a group of bandits. And we're now going to take their crap. Including fruit. And all sorts of stuff. I'm very curious. If encumbrance is kind of a thing. Doesn't look like it. Some systems are, some systems aren't. Can I craft anything yet? Oh, wow. I can actually craft some recipes. Alright, we'll do some of that later. Maybe even next stream. But I am very... Oop, I don't own a stronghold yet. I am very interested in getting to the Gilded Vale. So, how much more exploring do I want to do? There's got to be a way to turn a fast mode on. Formations, abilities, next abilities. Party, move, interact, attack, formation, toggle scouting. Oh, that might be it. First of all, there we go. Like, don't want all my viewers just sitting here waiting for my slow ass. Ooh, another Zarup. Alright, so me. I am gonna do some shooting. And then Ursus, go do your bear thing.
Yeah.
Go.
And that's how it's done.
See, I was kind of hoping that we make friends with these guys. Padded cap. Quarterstaff. Okay. So. Let's look at going here real quick. See if we maybe can get up here. See, when we originally met Norton, I thought that this was his friend Pearly. I didn't realize there was a story with the bear and the whole 9 yards. Doesn't look like it, so let's go here real quick. Let's try one more time. Yeah, it's kind of implying like I'm gonna have to come back. Alright. That's good enough for me. We've explored this area as much as we need to. So, we are going to the Gilded Vale, and it will take 8 hours to get there. Any weapon, shield, or suit of armor can be enchanted by clicking the enchant button from its description page. Ooh, so, and I look forward to learning more about enchanting. Enchantment! Sorry. Not so private joke. Alright.
Easy does it.
There we go. Alright. That's a whole lot of town. Well, it looks like we got some exploring to do. Oh, or we got... Oh. Oh, gods! What the hell?
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
Nice way of putting it. He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the trees.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a Hollowborn child?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly towards the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
He blinks. I forget you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the dry wood for almost 15 years. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows, but they began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Widewind's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I see. Lord Radric's decree may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart. He nods. Excuse me. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's important that everyone in the Gilded Vale understands our rules. I'm not sure if I want to tell him what happened to me, because I think he just might put me on that tree if I do, and I'm not necessarily all for that. So, I'm going to report a murder, as is your duty. What happened? This man called Norton killed his friend Pearlie out in the wilds. A cruel and cowardly deed, if indeed it occurred at all. What evidence do you have? Again, we reached this whole thing where I don't want to be one of the vacancies on the tree, so... regret not slowly. These are not accusations to make lightly. You'll want to mind where you mention this. Trespassing on Angwithin ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Breath have mercy, we certainly have. I don't think so. As soon as they finish, there's the Biowac. He polishes his spectacles on his sleeve. If you'd been that close to a Biowac, you wouldn't be standing here. Alright, so they're going to make me confess.
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
That's a matter of opinion.
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
Wow, can we say major asshole? No, goodbye.
Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
You come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of the Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Barath must be redoubled. He shrugs one bony shoulder. I will know more details when the messenger arrives. The vagaries of childbirth, perhaps, but that is not your concern. I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know soon well enough. I want to just not be talking to him anymore. So, yeah.
Were you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
He looks up at the tree and breathes out. Half the town's up there now, seems like. No right way to talk about it. Yeah, that's fair. That's entirely fair. I'm looking for someone who can help me feel better. He gives an understanding nod as he takes a long drag from his pipe. My condolences. He exhales and turns his attention away, watching the village around him. Well, that was the kind of helpful that isn't. Having some gummy bears. Alright. Scattered between the roots are bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers, and notes half erased by the rains. Let's speak. This temple used to be closed up. I used to climb on the big stones. Oh, that's just sad. What if it's not the baby? Maybe Kolsek... Hush, are you mad? Leave it for indoors. Tatanu's one of the best smiths in the drywood, but his stock's been lousy lately. You'd think with these rains you'd think these rains would be a boon for the crops. I can speak. Been thinking about joining my family over in Deerford. They have it far better than us. Alright. We used to have a lot more of fortune tellers come through. Lord Radric had us chase them off. Oh, what's going on? Swinyer. We know there's more to gain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swenyer. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull. Excuse me. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame we'll have a reckoning. Investigate the feud. There's apparently trouble in paradise. Alright, actually, let's start making our way towards the Blackhound Inn, where our dwarf friend, who we rescued, might be able to help us. Hopman. Hover over the icons on characters' portraits to see what spells are... Alright. An account of Tatanu's sales. The pages are nearly empty. I'm assuming you're Tatanu? Yep. Tatanu. This... A woman man is of impressive build. Alright, so he's my race. Or, excuse me, my heritage. That's the word that I like to use. Is an impressive build towering above the countertop. His skin is dusky blue of deep oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike.
Greetings.
He grins, revealing a row of pointed teeth. Welcome. Good to see a new face. Is it armor you're wanting, or a good blade? What do you have here? You come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we find weapons and armor to offer yet. All forged right here at the Black Hammer. Well, show me what you have for sale. Of course, you won't find finer anywhere else. All right. The Morning Star is a two-handed weapon, so I really don't want that. The war bow seems better than the hunting bow. And I can enchant it. Alright. Let's actually start getting rid of some stuff. Might keep that battle axe for a moment. I'll take the war bow. Sword. Mail armor. Scale armor. Minor ring of deflection for 2,000 gold pieces, so never mind. Yeah, these are some heavy and magic items. Pry bar. Camping supplies. Maybe should probably get at least a few. No ingredients. Bronze horn figurine. Cape of withdrawal. So I still can't afford any of this armor, though, so it's kind of a moot point. So yeah, let's trade. There we go. I was concerned there for a moment. Got a lot of ingredients. But there, alright, so we came out of that with a profit. That's what we kind of needed. Dugan, as you near, you feel vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from the past seem to call out to you. I'll reach out for the soul. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Zarups. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it, as he stands in the middle of his comrades, chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of their fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the Zerops that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts on the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen Zerops suddenly explodes as three giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to one. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it at the Zerop. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with its head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end. I'm going to step back. So that's what a chanter is, based on what Alex had told me about the game. Sorry, I'll have to keep at this, or Tentu will have my hide on the rack next. Speak to Master Tentu if you want something. Well, that's fair. I've already done it. You hear those bells? Guess it's bad news. It usually is. Yeah. I like that they put this here. I like that they put that there, because that prevents me from doing something stupid. Daily affirmations and focus on efficiency. I'm taking it. Alright. A little bit of information about the lore skill. Alright. Let's make our way. Aloth. You see four people gathered by the door of the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. We're humble folk, but we're no fools. Not like he thinks, mocking us while he shelters in our village. We don't take to that kind of talk from foreigners, especially not Adirans. I hope I pronounced that right. The woman looks up and down. And that means you too. Don't push us.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Why, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
Does anybody else think that means what I think it means? I'm just putting that out there.
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
Alright, so who's my elf? That's my elf. Have you met my bear? As the last of the attackers fall, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
He gives you a quick smile. Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, as is the company of a fellow countryman. He straightens his hood, and you note the remains of a fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
Tell me more about yourself.
Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
All right. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him, because maybe he can help. Several hooded figures operating a strange machine. Aleph Goggles... Googles? At you silently, apparently assessing your earnestness. Finally, he gives you a clipped, awkward laugh.
You do manage to find yourself in rather interesting predicaments. An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Yes. And you?
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
He nods at the gnarled old tree in the center of town. His darting glance takes in the tumble down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn field. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. Just how did you manage to cross those three drunks, I ask?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
I like the second way. A little bit more classy. Of saying that, yes, he did tell one man to go fuck his sister. And I think called him a cocksucker, too. Ah, that. He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeve. As I tried to tell them, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. Just for a moment, he looks like he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lip so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
So now, I have a wizard.
Yes?
Who has spells like dazzling lights, fan of flames, Sunless Grasp. The caster's hands become so cold that they freeze what they touch. Gotcha. Minoleta's Minor Missiles. Really? I mean, obviously I know that they can't, like, say what they need to say, but credits for some originality on that, at least. Alright. So, we have now joined a wizard.
There's a better way to handle this.
Oh.
There's no need for that. Hey, let's talk.
Oops. I might have just done a big oops. Where is my... I didn't quick save. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Oh. Well, kudos to me. So the funny story that I did forget to mention in the earlier part of the stream is that when setting up the overlays and everything that, you know, where my camera is and all that fun stuff, I had started a game because I needed to see what was going to go on, and we're just going to
hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh?
Go on.
Fire it!
I'll cut that bear.
This is a misunderstanding.
That's where you're wrong.
Gonna just do all the same reactions. And do the battle again real quick.
Yeah?
Again, meet my bear. Thank you. So anyway, as I was saying, the story is that I accidentally started a fight with the people that you saw me with earlier, my earlier companions, whose names I'm already forgetting. Oh, that's so... Kaliska. Like, I started a fight with her. Just to start learning a little bit about the combat system. When I realized how intricate it was going to be, at least for the time being, I decided not to get into it and let the tutorials teach me. But yeah, I attempted to kill the whole camp when I first was setting up the overlays. That did not go well.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors.
And
I suppose introductions. I'm a wizard, and how exactly did you in Gwithan ruins? You do manage to find yourself in rather in excellent. Indeed. I'm afraid that was a matter of. Begging your pardon, but neither. As should I, given recent events. Excellent. I shall follow you.
Quick save completed. Okay. Will not kill. Let's take it all.
I shall.
Actually. And now we approach the inn. You know what, folks? What I'm going to do... Oh, that's not how I want to... End of episode 1. Rather than get into what I think is going to be some lengthy dialogue with some of the dwarves and the inn is usually where a lot of action happens, I'm going to call it a night here. And so this game, because this is my first time playing this game, I had not even really heard much of it until I had started looking into uh, what we were going to do for my Belmont and Chill stream. So this game, I'm liking it. I needed something high fantasy, especially after Celeste, Crown of the Magister. I really, really enjoyed that. And so that's what this game was kind of meant to do, was kind of fill that. Combat system's still a little rough for me, but I think I'll get the hang of it. I mean, I can always pause. I do got to be careful of little oopses like I just had just a little bit ago. But I'm liking the story. I'm liking the intricacies. I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm also liking that as a streamer, a lot of it is visual words as opposed to that I can read and put my own spin on for the viewers as opposed to cutscenes that I don't even feel like talking through or like commenting during because you the viewer might miss something. So overall I am liking it. I am really liking this game and I think this was a good purchase and good decision. Once again, Alex, the middle boyfriend right there, he always gives me the best stuff. I mean, he's gotten me into so many of the games that I'm addicted to in life. So, speaking of my boyfriends, Alex and Nick, I am Belmont, and I am one of the 3 boyfriends at TryItGamers.com. We are gamers, and we just have a website that celebrates our gaming as well as our Twitch channel here. On TryGamers.com, you can find all of our old streams, some of our Magic the Gathering deck tech articles, videos that we've done on various topics, board game reviews and previews, and whatever else just kind of flits our fancy. If you're interested in connecting with us or in finding out what's going on and when, you can feel free to visit us or check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at TryGamers, like you see there. So, next up on Trying Gamers is going to be Lazy Sunday Afternoon Minecraft Dungeons. We're still operating on the 3 streams a week schedule right now. We'll probably do that probably for the next month or so still, while I adjust to getting used to working full time and Nick transitions out of the busy period. Also, I think we've got 1 or 2 little special projects that we want to make sure we have time to do prior to that. So our next stream will be Lazy Sunday Afternoon Minecraft Dungeons. That will be me, and Nick, who you see right there, and then friend Elvis, who was in chat earlier. He joins us for our Lazy Sunday streams, and we have a great time. And then next Monday will be Mental Health Mondays with Modded Stardew Valley. That will be with Nick. Grab a cup of tea, take a moment to breathe, and enjoy the expanded Stardew Valley. So this is extra content that's not part of the normal game. And then we'll be back next week with some Belmont and Chill, and we will go into that meet that dwarf's wife, I'm assuming? Husband, wife, spouse, making no assumptions, but go in, see what rewards we get, and see what more story unfolds now that we have a new wizard friend who I promise not to attack next time. So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for chilling and having a fun time. This has been a very, very fun stream, and I'm really excited to see where this story goes. So, on that note, everybody be kind, stay safe, hydrate, and remember to take your anxiety and set it down. You don't need to be carrying all that weight all the time. Have a great night, and we will look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.